Hello guys, today in this video we will be building a online service which will shorten the YouTube video URL. So basically this is a service that I deployed on my website freemediatools.com. I have given the link in the video description. So this is a demo of the application. So if you land on this online tool, so what you want is simply you need to shorten your YouTube video URL or link. So you will go to your video, whatever video that you have on YouTube. Simply you will grab the URL. So let me go to my channel here and just let's suppose I want to shorten this URL. I will copy the link address and I will simply paste it. So this is the actual address of the YouTube video URL. This is a long URL, so I need to short this. So click this button and now you will get this, shrink it, you will see this very small URL. So if you just copy this and you will go to this, so it will go to the same video, which is this video of mine here. You will see, so in this way it has shrinked or it has shortened this URL, and this is a URL that you get. So you can repeat this for any URL. So the link will be there inside video description of this tool that I deployed this on freemediatools.com. And also if you want to get all the source code of this tutorial, this is built using JavaScript. So the link will be there inside video description. This is the second link of the blog post of the full source code. So a single index.html file is used. So we have used some Bootstrap for styling purposes and then some little JavaScript to build this application. So now to get started, first of all, open your text editor here. So I am using Visual Studio Code text editor. So just write the bare bone HTML and we will give it a title as a YouTube video URL shortener. So you can give any title. So now inside body we will use the container class of Bootstrap. So for now, for including Bootstrap, you can go to this website w3schools.com and you can, first of all, you can include jQuery here. Go to get started and you need to grab this CDN here. So simply copy it. After body you need to paste it, and then we need to grab Bootstrap here. So click the Bootstrap4 version, which is stable version. Click on get started and we only need the CSS part. Simply copy this and after the title paste it. That's it. Now after that we will give it a heading here, which will be, we will attach a text center class to have center heading. So we will again give this title YouTube video URL shortener online, like this. So now this heading will be there in the center position because we have given this text center class here. You will see. Now after that, guys, we can have the form here. We will give it an ID of form so that we can target in JavaScript. So we have given a unique ID to it, and inside this we will use form group class of Bootstrap, and inside this we will have the input element. We will give it a class of form control, input type text, and we will give it an ID of URL and a placeholder, enter YouTube video URL. So this is required, you should be having this. So this is a kind of validation. So now you will see this is the input field. Here you can enter your YouTube video URL. After that we will have a simple button where we can trigger the action here. Again, form group class. Inside this we will have button element btn danger for red color, and then btn block, which will have the full width of the button. So here we can write shorten YouTube video URL. So this is a text which will be there on the button. So you will see this is the interface which is ready here. If you don't enter anything and click this button, you will see this validation message, please fill out this field. So now we need to shrink this URL and we need to submit this. So now we will write the JavaScript code here. So you can also write in a next file, but I will write in the single file. So we have given this ID. We can target this by the ID, which is giving form here. So we will put the submit event handler. So when the form submits, this function will automatically execute. This is the arrow function which will pass AJAX event object. So here we can write e.prevent default. We can call this method to prevent the auto submission of the form. Now we can grab the YouTube video URL that the user will write here. So we have given the ID to it of URL. So we can grab the value by .val. So now we can uh, call this custom function. We can pass the URL here like this. We can make this function here shorten URL like this. So we have passed the URL that the user has entered. So just pass this URL. And now again, once again, after the form ends, we need to have another div element. We will put a ID2 of result, and inside this, we will have another input field. And inside this input field, guys, we will again attach form control class. And in this time, we will give it an ID of output. And the placeholder is output if YouTube video URL. So basically, in this input field, we will put the output YouTube video URL, which is shrinked. And simply now we need to attach this. We can target this by its ID, which is output. We can manipulate the value here like this, and we can put the dynamic text here. So this will be https youtube.be, and then we need to dynamically put the YouTube video ID. So we can get video ID here like this. We can pass the URL like this here. So once again we need to write this function, which is function get video ID. We can pass the URL of the video. So now to extract the video ID, we have given the link in the video description of the blog post here. So you will see this is the actual code that is required. So simply copy this code, paste it here. So this will get the video ID URL. So simply if you open this now here, if you put the YouTube video URL and click the button shorten YouTube video URL, so you will see it will shorten the URL. And now if you go to it, the actual video, it will go to the original video. So we can also center this by attaching another class of text center, so it appears in the center position. So just attach this text center class. So now this is the actual service which is built in HTML JavaScript. I have shown you step by step. If you want to get all the source code, go to the video description link and get all the source code. And I will be seeing you in the next video.